Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Saiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Vijayam Giri Nastaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Mukam Karoti Vasalam Pangum Langeti Girim Yatkrupatam Vande Shri Gurun Dinadarinam Paramananda Madhava Shri Chaitanya Ishvara Hari Om Tat Sat. So continuation of Bhagavad Gita as it is in English. Chapter 1, sloka number 30. So last session we saw about Swajanna. So Arjuna was explaining to Arjuna was having conversation with Krishna regarding his own kinsmen, how I can kill my own people, how I can kill my Pitrus, my Guru, spiritual master, and my sons, my daughter, my wife, how I can kill all these people. So he was arguing about this. So when our own people, relatives and friends are centered in our life, that means we are developing so much attachment towards them. But one can have attachment to our own people, like a wife, children, relatives, friends, anyone for that matter. But along with that, you should give them Krishna consciousness. Because in Srimad Bhagavatam, Rishabhadev says to his sons, if a mother doesn't give Krishna consciousness to his children, or father doesn't give Krishna consciousness to children, or husband or wife, anyone for that matter, if you don't keep Krishna as center, or if you don't serve Krishna, or if you don't take shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, so one has to one has to be trapped in repeated birth and death cycle. So that is the ultimate result one will get by having attachment towards materialistic people or materialistic desires. So one should always try to be in Krishna consciousness and try to give others also, make others also Krishna consciousness. So in such a case, it is highly impossible to give them Krishna consciousness all of a sudden. So it takes a lot of patience, intelligence, time, techniques, tactics, and one should study the mind of a person. So it's a very long run process. By overnight one cannot become detached, or one cannot become a Vairagi. One should not be also. So gradually we should develop attachment towards Krishna consciousness by doing good sadhana, by having good shelter. Because therefore in 64 angas of bhakti, five chief or prime things are very, very important, very essential. One is sadhu sangha, sadhu sangha, and then nama sankirtan, Shri Vigraharadhana, and then Matra Vasi, and then studying scriptures, Bhagavad Purana. These five things are very important for a sadhaka. So one should always keep in mind that these things should be taken into consideration as a very serious matter. There is urgency of taking up Krishna consciousness. That's what we keep telling him all this. It is a very, very urgent. This is a very, very urgent matter. That is because we are showing a recklessness towards Krishna consciousness or God consciousness. That is why society is facing so many problems, so many hassles. Everyone want to become independent, but nobody can become independent. You have to take the shelter of someone. If you take the shelter of Maya, again you will have a distress further in future. So if Krishna is centered, see, one lady, she was always serving his family, and she was having so many problems by serving his family, by serving her family. So now by approaching a devotee or by coming contact with the devotee or having devotees association, having devotees association, then she is nicely serving Krishna and Vaishnavas. Now she is very happy. Now how she can become happy? One can question if one has taken Krishna consciousness and there will be no problem. So many people ask this question. They will have it in their mind. Definitely we will have a problem after taking Krishna consciousness also. But a devotee or a sadhaka will have a lot of intelligence and will understand the philosophy and the nature of this material world, and he will read from the Prabhupada books that how the laws of material nature is working under whose direction and why it is so happen and what is the cause for this and what is the ultimate solution for this. All these things should be taken into consideration, and a devotee will definitely become intelligent after studying Shastras. By purifying himself or herself, then she will be able to tackle the problem very easily. So it is very difficult in this material world. Different persons will have different opinions, different thoughts. So it's not so easy, but still we should have patience, we should have tolerance, one should be humble. So here in this 30th sloka, Arjuna is expressing his views that Viparitani, I'll read the verse, Nacha saknomi avastutam brahmativa chame manaha. Brahmativa chame manaha nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. Nacha saknomi avastatum brahmativa chame manaha nimittani cha pashyami viparitani keshava. This is the verse, 30th verse, first chapter, 30th verse. Na, word by word meaning. Cha also, saknomi, am. Am I able, avastatum, to stay, brahmati, forgetting, eva is, as, cha and me, my, manaha, mind, nimittani, causes, cha also, pasyami, I see, viparitani, just the opposite. Viparitani means opposite. Keshava, killer of the demons. Nimittani means karna, causes. Translation purport given by Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. I am now able to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself and my mind is reeling. I see only causes of misfortune, O Krishna, killer of the Kesi demon. Purport. Due to his impatience, Arjuna was unable to stay on the battlefield and he was forgetting himself on account of his weakness of his mind. Excessive attachment for material things puts a man in such bewildering condition of existence. Bhayam Dvitiya Abhiniveshatashat Bhagavatam. This quote is from Bhagavatam. Bhayam Dviti Abhiniveshatashat. 11 to 37. Such fearfulness and loss of mental equilibrium take place in persons who are too affected by material conditions. Arjuna envisioned only painful reverses in the battlefield. He would not be able to. He would not be happy even by gaining victory over the foe. The words nimittani, viparitani are very significant. When a man sees only frustration in his expectations, he thinks, why am I here? Everyone is interested in himself and his own welfare. No one is interested in the Supreme Self. Arjuna is showing ignorance of his real self-interest by Krishna's will. Once real self-interest lies in Vishnu or Krishna, the conditioned soul forgets this and therefore suffers material pains. Arjuna thought that his victory in the battle would only be a cause of lamentation for him. Om Agnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Sarakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavat. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I welcome everyone for this Bhagavad Gita as it is session. So as I told, there is an urgency wake-up call for all the souls to read Bhagavad Gita and to chant the holy names of the Lord, because of so many sufferings in this material world and distress and abominable conditions. Prabhupada always uses this word, abominable conditions. One cannot survive in this world unless or otherwise you have to take some shelter. That shelter is super soul. So we have to take a shelter of them. So take shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. So here Viparitani means, Viparitani. Viparitani means opposite, just opposite. So I have come to, so Arjuna is telling here, I am not able to stand in the battlefield. My mind is reeling. I am shivering. I don't know what I am doing myself. I am just forgetting everything. So I see only the causes of lamentation. So Arjuna's mind is reeling. He doesn't know what he has to do now. So his knowledge is stolen by Maya. Maya Pahruta Gnana. Asurim. So in that sloka Krishna says, 4 types of people they surrender to Krishna. So here, since Arjuna is in a dilemma that what he has to do, so he is fully absent of his intelligence. He doesn't have any intelligence at all during that moment when Krishna asked him to fight with Kauravas. Because in Arjuna's mind, so many things are coming. Why I should kill them? Why I should take up the throne? Why I should become a king? And how I am going to happy after this, after becoming a king? So, he's thinking about the future scenario, how it will be. So that is why always Acharya says, forget about the past, don't think about the future, just go ahead with the present tense. Just go ahead with the present life, then everything will be alright. Because once you remember the past and once you plan about the future, you will always have the problems. So better